Pads have been a staple of electronic music since the 1970s. The sustained polyphonic sounds with slow attack and release can be used for simple drones as well as complex fading chord progressions. Pads often serve as a sonic backdrop that glues the track together and adds atmosphere and texture. In many genres, they are intentionally subtle to leave space for elements such as vocals or leads. In ambient music, pads take center stage and play the main role. This is where complex sound design, extensive modulation, and the use of effects really come into their own. But how can you create exciting pads that capture the listener's attention without fading into the background? In this video, I'll show you how to get started and share 6 beginner tips for creating great ambient pads with Atoms or any synth of your choice. Let's dive in. The basic settings for pad sounds are the same on pretty much any synthesizer. Turn up the attack time so the sound comes in smoothly, and dial in a long release time so it fades out slowly after releasing the key. Lower the filter cutoff frequency for a warmer and softer sound. Make sure to raise the sustain level so the sound is held as long as you press a key. Atoms has no sustain level and always holds the sound. Now shape the timbre to fill the basic pad with life and give it personality. Your exact options depend on the type of synthesizer you're using. Atoms, as an easy access physical modeling synth, lets you choose between 4 profiles and then further tweak the sound with the 6 main parameters. The key to interesting sounds is modulation, and the main modulation source with Atoms are LFOs. Low frequency oscillators, or LFOs, are slow, repeating waveforms that modulate synth parameters over time. They add movement to sounds and make them more interesting. The more settings you modulate with LFOs, the more complex your pad sound will become. Try experimenting with multiple LFO waves, controlling different parameters of your sound at different speeds and directions to create evolving soundscapes and pads. Noise is a sound without a detectable pitch. Because it's omnipresent in nature and occurs in almost all acoustic instruments, considerate levels of noise contribute to an organic, pleasant sound and are often used in sound design. Try adding some low-level noise to your pads to add texture and bring out resonances during filter sweeps. As a physical modeling synth, Atoms does not have a conventional noise control like subtractive synthesizers, but there are 2 parameters that add unique noisy harmonics to the signal: force and overtones. Modulating noise is a great way to create an ambient wash that ebbs and flows. Here too, we can modulate both parameters with LFOs to make the pad more complex and interesting. While LFOs can create compelling cycles of change, they always follow a repeating pattern. Randomness is a great way to ensure that our pads develop differently from chord to chord. A little goes a long way, but a bit of random modulation can ensure you get unique variations with every new note. Atoms' Drift LFO creates randomness based on a physical model with unpredictable twists and turns. While glossy, futuristic sounds are appealing, sometimes it's worth exploring the other end of the spectrum to create pads that truly stand out. A hazy, warbling lo-fi pad can work magic for an arrangement that lacks an organic feel. Atom's lo-fi profile reduces the number of notes in the system, creating a grainier, earthier sound. Great for lo-fi pads. A lo-fi plugin like Super VHS can add a bit of dusty vintage vibe to your sound, no matter what synth you're using. Especially in ambient music, pads can be seen as a blank canvas for processing with effects. Time-based effects like delay or reverb can extend the duration of notes and obscure the onset and decay of each chord in a sequence. This powerful blending effect makes your pads feel even more expansive and enveloping. Crystalline is an algorithmic reverb that's capable of huge decay times and lush modulation. In a nutshell, with the right basic settings, modulation, noise, and effects, you can create epic pad sounds with any synthesizer in no time. Be sure to try these tricks with our BA1 plugin as well. See you soon!